Anyway, we could be on that topic for a long, long time, but let's not be, because there is football to be played, baby, with your Wyoming Cowboys, your number 14 in the nation. Wyoming Cowboys, we are 7-1 on the season, with our lone loss being a game that I don't want to talk about. But this is the current setup right now around the nation. The midshipmen, number 2 in the nation. Absolutely ridiculous. You got Syracuse in the top 8. Louisville's up there. Central Florida. It's a bizarre, bizarre reality that we currently live in. And again, we have a promotion and relegation system intact through the conferences. We kicked it off with the highest overall teams in the ACC, the lowest overall teams in the Sun Belt. Over the last 2 seasons, we've worked our way up from the Sun Belt and the SEC into the Pac-12, where we currently have a 2-game lead on Temple. The top teams in each division do advance. So should we win an upcoming game against Georgia State, we are promoted, because we have beaten the Hoosiers and we have beaten the Owls this season. So we are very, very close. We have our final non-conference game of the year against North Texas. And then if we win that game against GSU, it'll be 3 straight seasons worth of promotions. Fingers crossed. As well, scholarship-wise, we're just cruising. We got 4 dudes left, 4 scholarships. We have a 3,000-point lead for every single one of these guys. I don't think we have anything to worry about, unless they just don't commit for some reason. But that means we can pretty much jump right into it. North Texas kicks us off tonight. The Mean Green. Shout out to old Trumanation, who's running a Mean Green Dynasty at the moment as well. But I have to kick the hell out of them. I do. Don't they have an all green setup? There it is. There it is. That works. Let's do it. Let's do it. But yeah, anyway, I didn't mean to get the chat discussing nothing but wrestling, but there it is. There it is. Oof, 100th ranked offense in terms of points per game out of 126. Should be good. A rainy night in Texas. Yeah, Niles, so wrestling-wise, there's a lot of stuff from every year I think you can point at to just be like, ooh. Don't want someone to have to watch that. Like, I had to live through it, don't want to watch it. Cody probably. She's a big fan of like Orange Cassidy and people like that, you know. So, show wife TNA wrestling. From what era though? If you're talking modern, even modern wise, I haven't been able to get back into it. I gotta be honest. I think the big part of it is they just never brought back the 6-sided ring. I know all the reasons as to why they never did, but man, that's when TNA wrestling died for me. Was early 2010 when the Hulkster brother. Just, you know, you bring in a racist to ruin the company, and mission accomplished. We'll call heads. It never fails, except when it does, because it just did. Damn. Ripley, it was okay. TNA video game was okay. It wasn't the greatest video game ever made, but I liked it. The biggest issue is a lot of the movesets were just a little bit too repetitive. But the gameplay itself was fun. Still the only game you can, well, only non-modded game you can play an Ultimate X match in. We are down 14-0 at the end of the first. There is a very good chance we're going to have to jump into this game to save the day. We do get on the board there. Never mind. 14-all at halftime. Okay. Maybe we can shrug off a slow start, gentlemen. We're down 21-14. 21-17. Ooh, I'm gonna trust. 3-point lead for the boys. 5 minutes left. Trust. Let's go. Seal the deal. Seal the deal. Wind down that clock, baby. Trust. Trust, chat. It's important. Interception by Billy the Kid. GG's, North Texas. GG's. First game of the night. You know what that means.
No touching! No touching!
No help needed. The boys get it done 31-21 in our first game of the night, moving to 8-1 on the season. Beautiful. A very slow start, down 14-0. And we outscored them 31-7 after the first quarter. That is ridiculous, but we'll take it. Salvador Dali Parton, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Rushing, oh my God. Kevin Baconator, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 16 broken tackles. Did fumble once, but we don't have to talk about that. Receiving-wise, touchdowns for 911 London PD and Mail Kakar. And on the defensive side of things, 10 tackles for Ye. A sack for Dwayne Robertson and a pick for Billy the Kid. Beautiful. 200 yards with the longest rush of 12 is ridiculous. It is. But we love him. That's Kevin Baconator for you. Heisman, I don't think we have anybody in the running for the Heisman right now. I would be very, very surprised. We're just not that dominant. And it's certainly not often, if ever, you will see a defensive player up for the Heisman. So, but we go to week 12. A win guarantees us promotion for the 3rd season in a row after 6 straight seasons in the bottom tier. We are working our way up as quickly as we can now at this point. But I'm intrigued to see. I don't think we'll break into the top 10. I don't think we will. Not at all, not at all. When was the last time a defensive player won the Heisman? I'm trying to think. Because Manti Te'o didn't win one, even though he should have. Was it Charles Woodson? Was it that long ago that Charles Woodson was the last one? What was that, like 96? Fuck. He's the only one ever. That's nuts. Manti Te'o should have won one. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Manti Te'o should have won the goddamn Heisman. Injustice. Hey, we're top 10 again. Let's go. We also got that tremendous wide receiver at a 79 overall. And 3,000 and 4,000 point lead. Recruitment-wise, we're on rails. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So here we go. Syracuse falls out of the top 10. You got Bama, Tech, Navy. Again, we're back up there at 10-1. Not bad. Not bad. Virginia Tech finally turning it around. God damn. Whew. We got it. Right? We'd have to lose our final 3 games. We pretty much have this in the bag. We would have to lose all 3 of our final games. Barring an abysmal collapse, we're going up again. Oh my God, I lied. Kevin Baconator in the conversation now for the Heisman. Well, hot damn. Only one quarterback there, and it is top. Oh my God, 6'7", 245 pound, 99 overall quarterback. Sweet Jesus. What are the attributes? 93 speed. Holy fuck. 92 throw power, 92 accuracy. Dude. Oh, I'd give my right leg for a player like that. That is insane. That would be one of the most fun players you could ever use. Holy shit, dude. He's a 4-year starter for them as well. He had to have been a 5-star athlete. Or no, no. Did the AI? Yeah, no, the AI know how to move athletes over. 56 carrying. Well, hey, he had to have some sort of an Achilles heel, but that's insane. The big question now, again, Georgia Southern. Gotta take on them. Shout out to Hawks from 100 bits. He must. Why does the bigger one not simply eat the other quarterbacks? That's why he's the only quarterback on the list. Georgia State. I think I said Georgia Southern before. God, their uniforms suck. Do we switch from the option run to just like run balanced? I think I'm going to stay with the option run because he did get 200 yards. However, we're going to go to our philosophy and we are going to run the ball a lot. We are going to run the ball a lot over the next couple of weeks to try and get him the Heisman. Again, as long as we don't lose all 3 games, we should be fine. And we should get promoted. I don't think we'll have a shot at the national title, only being 10th. Our national title would be getting the Heisman. Or really, our national title is getting promoted. But we're going to run Baconator until the legs fall off. Our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Tomato, tomato. That's a nice Gatorade bucket. Can we watch the game just for laughs? I'm going to be more... The laughs are going to come when we see that he ran the ball 75 times in the first half, okay? Or the fact that we have 18 punts because we can't hold on to the ball. All right, boys. Let's see what you can do. With this run-heavy offense, we have a field goal on the first drive, a touchdown to follow up. 17-0. Woo! What a start for the boys. Let's go to halftime. How about them Cowboys? 20-0. And that is the score at halftime. A win here pretty much guarantees that we are through. 23-0. 26-0. Oh my goodness. 33-0. Wyoming pitches a shutout.
No touching! No touching!
33-0. Promotion guaranteed. We're going up again. Again. This is ridiculous. Wheels, I don't know what you're talking about. Unreal. Unreal. Just pure dominance. Pure dominance. And a hell of a lot of field goals from Arby's. Dolly Parton still threw the ball 34 times. I mean, they had a good game. So on one hand, we won, and that's good. On the other hand, it's just a big middle finger pointing right at my face. We'll have to see if he's hurt. But needless to say, only getting 2 carries is not exactly the way to the Heisman. every time. Every single time we have a senior who is in contention for the Heisman, they get hurt. Every single time. The man with no name has also been out. But that'll do it for the college career of Kevin Baconator.
Trying to walk through this fucking grass.
Shout out to Jeremy for the follow. I wish I could say it's cheering me up, but I am quite sad at the moment. We will switch more. Oh, yeah, it can go 50-50. You can go 50-50.
Emotional damage.
Well, hey. We are 9-1. We are getting promoted. This could end up being our best season to date. But unfortunately, there will not be a Heisman winner for the Wyoming Cowboys. At least not yet. Still a bummer, though. A literal bummer, because he broke his tailbone. All right. Ohio is next. And there it is. 25 scholarships handed out by week 13 for your number 7 ranked Wyoming Cowboys. What a recruiting class we just brought in as well. Look at this. Jesus, Mary, and Hosa. Whew. This team, I'm telling you, we're not stopping until we get to that independent status. We are not stopping. Right now, the top teams, you got Bama and Virginia Tech in the coaches poll. Navy's still up there. You got Ohio State, Texas, Florida, and then your Cowboys. Obviously, Florida's up there based off the strength of schedule. We'd need a lot to change over the next few weeks to make it to a national title game, while also staying perfect. So, not holding my breath. But there it is. It is confirmed. We are top of the tops division of the Pac-12. We will be moving up to the Mountain West next season. And we'll see if it's indeed Air Force that comes with us. But we are undefeated in the conference and in the division. And we are going up one more time. 3 straight seasons worth of promotions. That brings us to this game against Ohio. They are not very good. Which means it could very well be a trap game. Although we normally don't lose until we are on our home turf in the final week of the season. Yeah, they got some decent unis. They got some decent ones. Let's get to it. Again, we don't have anything recruitment-wise to do. Now it's just a matter of seeing how the games play out. And, you know, if maybe somehow we could push for a national title spot. We were close a couple of years ago. Didn't quite make it. Number 1 defense in the nation, though. You'll love to see it.
Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you
all right. Ohio. What do you have for us? Special intro. They're just... Pedden? How the hell do you pronounce that? Peden? Imagine it was Peden. Stadium. Really didn't need you and Sim for the first hour of the pod this week. Endo carried the weight, didn't it? For the weight of the podcast, Endo absolutely carried the weight, didn't he? It was great. Peden. I think you're lying. Is it like how Peabody in Massachusetts is pronounced Peabody? Hopefully it is. Hopefully. Cynical, yes. I think those are the big teams indeed to keep an eye out on. End of the first, we're up 7-0. That went by very quickly. Still a 7-0 lead. Offense isn't doing as well this week compared to last week. That's a bit disappointing. At halftime, 7-0. Not the most convincing performance so far, but we are currently leading. Make it 14-0. And that will be the score entering the fourth. Now, I'm going to jinx it by saying that's seven straight shutout quarters for our defense. But yeah, the offense, not as impressive this week. Make it 21-0, though. I think the boys got it. I think they do. That's it. GG's. One more time. We do lose the shutout. 27-6. We didn't have to play at all. You know what that means.
No touching! No touching! No touching!
Another win for the Wyoming Cowboys. Absolutely unreal. I know it's Ohio, but for our defense to be playing this well, I mean, I said I thought it was the best version of a defense that we had. Certainly looks like it. Salvador Dali Parton, not the best game in the world. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Billy the Kid had a touchdown on his only completion of the game for 2 yards. It might have been a fake field goal, honestly. Honestly, yeah, because we didn't have any rushing touchdowns. Receiving-wise, though, touchdowns for Hank, Forbidden Flesh, and Benjo Kazooie. And it would make sense that the tight end would have been the one to catch a fake field goal in the end zone. I think that's what happened. That's my canon at this point. I'm swearing to it. That's the truth. The whole truth. Nothing but the truth. We could easily look, but why would we want to do that? Don't let facts get in the way of a good story. Don't do it. As Cal beat UCLA to stay likely in the top 10. I'm sure they'll even go up after that win. 10-1, one more regular season game left. It is against the Lobos of New Mexico. Again, typically the final game of the season for us has been the trap game. But we are cruising right now. 10-1. Our best season to date, easily. And it'll come down to a conference championship game and 2 games left to make as good of an impression as possible. Try and make it into national title consideration. We do not have the playoff mod on, so it is just the top 2 teams that make it.
Through this fucking grass.
And a shout outs. There's about 3 different ways I could think of saying that name. So I'm going to go with G's for the moment. Let me know what you prefer. Thank you for the follow, though. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Who could possibly, given that our running back got hurt? It's a lot of award finalists, though. It's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Number 7, we didn't move up at all for absolutely spanking Ohio. What do we want to do here? We don't need the extra recruitment points for the offseason. Honestly, maybe the pipeline bonus? Because I'm not too worried about the in-game changes. I'm going to go for the pipeline. Why not? That'll help for next year. I don't think we'll have to reset it at all. So that should be fine. Let's take a look at the top 25 again. You got Bama, Virginia Tech, Navy, Ohio State, Texas, Florida still up there, and then we're at 7. We'd need a lot of help. The fact that we're 10-1 and still behind Florida is solely off of strength of schedule. We need a lot of help if we were to kind of get into that top 2 consideration. I'm going to guess it's not going to happen. But again, we can still be happy because we know that we've been promoted. Yeah. Honestly, we probably could have lost those final 3 games of the season and still made it. Not too worried about the championship options outside of the award options outside of the Heisman. And well, whoever's in consideration for us isn't in the top 5 at least. So maybe our running back is still top 10 and hasn't fallen off yet. New Mexico, actually on the road. I thought it was going to be at home. Final game of the regular season against Le Lobos. Ooh, I mean they got some interesting unis. They're not the best. Not the best, but let's do it. Team we are versus the team we should have been. It was very close When chat voted for us to be Wyoming, it was very close to being New Mexico. I wouldn't have minded. They're getting a look at what could have been, but ultimately wasn't. So many Breaking Bad jokes. Yeah, but instead we've had cowboy jokes. Yeehaw, partner. All right. Well, we have 2, 3 no touching victories tonight. Can we make it 4 in a row to cap off this regular season? I don't believe there's that much grass in New Mexico. Anybody in New Mexico, can you confirm or deny? That seems like too much outside grass, as opposed to inside grass. We will defer. We will. Let's rock. Let's roll. First quarter for the boys. And a touchdown to kick us off. And hopefully we don't have to touch the controller at all. They did get a kick return. 14-6 after the first. Okay. That's not bad. 21-6. 28-6. 28-9 at halftime. Things are looking good for the boys here to try and cap off this regular season undefeated in division and in conference if we win this game. 7 minutes left. As New Mexico fails on 4th down, that should pretty much do it. Still 28-9, 28-16, 30. There it is. One more time, chat. One more time.
No touching! No touching!
No need to jump in at all. Take the win. Take the money and run. 38-16 over New Mexico as Wyoming runs the table. With the exception of our one loss outside of conference, but we don't care about that. We do. I'm just trying to pretend that I don't. Shout out to Salvador Dolly Parton. Also, we had a fake punt that game. That didn't work. Salvador, okay game. Feels like you throw at least one interception every game, though. Old Forbidden Flesh, certainly not as good of a running back as who we had previously. Just a bit of a shame, but did have a touchdown in that game. 2 touchdowns for Harmonica Hank and 1 for Mail Kakar. Another huge win for the boys, 11-1 in the regular season with just 1 single loss that I don't want to talk about. That will lead us to the conference championship. The big question will be whether or not Air Force made it or not. Of course, we have quite the history with Air Force. They almost made the national title game last year before we ruined their perfect undefeated season in the conference championship game. And now it could be both of us getting promoted in back-to-back seasons, which would be pretty sweet, actually. Also tempted to change up the playbook, but we'll see what happens. Ooh, 50 touchdowns on the season for the boys. Not bad. Not bad. So we are still 7th in the nation. Yeah, we're not going to get any kind of crazy promotion, but let's get confirmation. The Pac-12 conference title game, is it against Air Force? Will they be the team joining us in that next division up? As we bring up ye old list of conferences. Will it be us and Air Force one more time getting promoted? Conference championship game confirmed. And it is. The rivalry continues. One more time. A showdown with Air Force. Wow. So back-to-back seasons worth of promotion for us and Air Force. Let's take a look here at a few things. So right now it is Bama, Virginia Tech, who are lined up to make it to the national title game, but they both play ranked opponents in their conference championship games. It's Notre Dame and Bama, Virginia Tech and South Carolina. Navy plays old James Madison. Ohio State, Texas, and Florida, though, either independent or didn't make the conference title game. there's basically no way we can move up to a national title appearance here. That's not going to happen, and that's okay. So we'll take that off the table. But let's take a look at the promotions and the relegations for this season. In our very bottom conference, the Sun Belt, Colorado State, who I believe were relegated last year, they have been promoted. And on the other side, Appalachian State are back up as well. So App State and Colorado State have been promoted. In the second bottom tier, the SEC, James Madison have been promoted, while Kent State have been relegated. So Kent State will drop down to the bottom tier. On the other side, Navy at a perfect 12-0 have been promoted, while Arkansas State have been relegated. So Arkansas State and Kent State will be going down. In the Pac-12, you already know, it is Air Force that has been promoted, but Southern Miss have been relegated at 4-8 overall, 2-7 in the conference. On the other side, your Wyoming Cowboys, who have been promoted, while Ohio have been relegated at 2-10 overall, 2-7 in the conference. On the other side, in the Mountain West, Southern Florida. Southern Florida have been promoted. Watch this, Asby Jones for the new NCAA. I'm excited for it too. I'm not getting my hopes up too high, but fingers crossed. Wishful thinking. Kentucky have been relegated at 2-10 overall, 2-7 in the conference, with USF on the ups, and Syracuse have been promoted, while South Alabama have been relegated. So again, it is Syracuse and USF going up, while Kentucky and Bama get relegated. South Bama. In the MAC, Tulsa, the Golden Hurricane have been promoted, while Hawaii have been relegated. On the other side, Houston have gained promotion, while Ball State have also been relegated, 1-8 in conference. All right, Ball State have been dropped. In Conference USA, San Diego State have been promoted, while Arizona State have been relegated. On the other side, it is Iowa State gaining promotion, while East Carolina have been relegated. For the Big Ten, South Carolina, the one team to beat us so far this season, the Gamecocks have been promoted, while SMU have been relegated. And on the other side, Virginia Tech earned promotion, while Vandy, after getting promotion last year, have immediately been relegated. In the Big 12, the California Golden Bears have been promoted, while the Maryland Terps have been relegated 1 year after getting promoted. So a rough break for them. On the other side, Georgia Tech have been promoted, while Kansas State have dropped down to the Big Ten. Yeah, rough season for the Wildcats there. In the American, the third tier, Kansas. The old Jayhawks going back up. Kansas have been promoted, while Arkansas have been relegated at 3-8 overall, 2-7 in the conference. And on the other side, Florida State Seminoles going back up, while Utah, who again have a national title appearance in this timeline, they have been relegated again. Poor Utah, man. They had a very brief window, and since then, it has been a disaster for them. The ACC, Notre Dame, heading back to the top of the table with the Superior Six. They have been promoted, while Iowa have been relegated down to the third tier. On the other side, Alabama, 1 year out of that Superior Six. They have been promoted with a perfect record, while the Sooners will drop down to the 3rd tier. And the 2 teams that'll make way for Notre Dame and Bama will be Oregon and Auburn. So Oregon and Auburn have both dropped. Just 1 season for Auburn back in that top run. So next year, the Superior 6 will be Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, USC, Notre Dame, and Bama. Fair enough. And again, we'll be going up. This game's really decided Texas is back. I mean, hey, they've been back for a couple years in this reality. But all in all, another good year for us. Now we set our sights on this conference title game. It won't be a national title game at the end of it, but hopefully, chat, I'm gonna will this into existence, and I need you on this. Pop-Tarts Bowl. Let's manifest this.